Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome or welcome back to Unbound Soul Tarot. My name is Helen and I am so thrilled to welcome you to this week's reading. I am so happy that you have found your way to me, whether you are coming back or whether you're here for the first time. I welcome you with a very, very warm hug, virtual hug. So as you probably saw from the title of the reading, this week's pick a card is somewhat special in the sense that we are actually going to be tuning in to a certain individual who, for one reason or another, has left your life and who would like to give some messages to you through this reading. Now, I want to make this super clear. Even though the main focus of this reading is to get messages from people who have actually passed on from this life and are in like an energetic form, it's also a possibility that we may see some messages coming through or someone coming through who is actually still alive, but for whatever reason has left your life, or who is far away from you, or who cannot talk to you at this time. So I'm kind of keeping it open like that, but again, the focus is on the people who have actually passed on and who are not in your life anymore in physical form. Okay, so we're gonna see what kind of messages these individuals have for you. Now, we have 4 piles, starting from left and going all the way to the right. With pile number 1, we have this peach moonstone that accompanies this pile. For pile number 2, we have Lemurian quartz. For pile number 3, we have blue lace agate. And finally, for pile number 4, we have Unakite. So these 4 piles are the ones that you get to choose from. Take your time, tune into your intuition as always. I feel like especially for this reading, it is really crucial that you really kind of calm yourself, take a few deep breaths, center and really ground yourself. You can close your eyes if you want to just kind of feel into your body. And then see which pile you feel pulled towards the most, okay? To get the most accurate messages. So yeah, that's really it. So I'm gonna leave you here to choose, and whenever you're ready, you can go into the description box or the comment section down below and find the timestamp that you need. And I will see you on the other side. Hello, pile number 1. You guys chose the peach moonstone, which I'm going to place right over here somewhere. And yeah, let's get into it. So just a few quick reminders before we get into the actual cards, which as you can see, we have quite a lot of again. This is still a general reading, okay? So please take the messages as they resonate. There may be certain things coming through that may resonate more for you than others, and that's absolutely fine. So please don't try and force anything and use your discernment as always when you're watching these readings. And I just also want to say a quick thank you for all the likes, shares, subscribes. I really, really appreciate it. So thank you for being here and thank you for sharing your feedback. But let's get into the reading, okay? So we're going to start off with some oracle cards first to give us an understanding of who this person could be that is wanting to give these messages to you. So let's see if we can figure out who this individual is. Okay, we're starting off with starfish. Okay. Next we have, networker. Enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy, conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. And we have alchemist, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom, misuse of the power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. Okay, very interesting. We're getting really interesting energies here. And finally, okay, we have the 5 of Earth and the Chariot. Okay, so I'm gonna move those around ever so slightly. And then when I'm done fidgeting with the cards, we'll get into it. So the first thing that I'm noticing straight away, I want to kind of start here first to kind of give you a bit of a groundwork of what this individual was like, so you could kind of start putting two and two together to figure out who this was for you. But I do kind of sense that this is someone who is very social, and I'm saying is because for some reason I'm feeling more strongly that this is not someone who has passed away. I feel like this is someone who you have kind of estranged from, or who has estranged from you, and it's like you're not in connection anymore, you're not really communicating anymore. But I am feeling that this individual is someone who is very social and someone who is quite popular, someone who is quite the kind of the crowd pleaser, or someone who kind of has something very special about them. There is something rather unique that kind of sets them apart and that makes them very much noticeable straight away. Like, you know, those kinds of people who whenever they enter the room, it's like the whole energy changes. Like they have such a palpable, such a strong energy about them that it's like everyone can feel it and everyone notices them straight away. So that's kind of the energy that I feel with this. They may also be someone who kind of is like the one who everyone wants to talk to and be with, and then other people really want to be them, want to be like that person. They are kind of almost like an influencer energy is kind of what I'm getting. And I do feel that they have very good communication skills and that they have very good, like, also leadership skills, or they're very like, they just kind of, they stand out from the crowd. And I suppose they kind of assume an organic sort of headsman role or something like that. And we're not talking about any genders. They could be female, they could be male, although more strongly I am sensing like male, masculine energy. But with this Five of Earth, I'm actually kind of feeling like, even though they are so kind of social and so popular and they draw a lot of attention to them, I get the sense that they're not someone who lets everyone around them very easily. It's almost, it feels like this individual has these like groups or like these cliques. I don't know if that's the right word, but it almost feels like you kind of have to be in with this individual to get close to them, and they don't let just anyone in. I feel like they're very selective about the people that they do let near them, about the people who they do want to kind of work together with and spend time with, and they are very, very picky about that. So I do feel that this individual is someone who people may struggle to kind of get close to. I'm not necessarily getting the vibe that they like shut people out completely, or, you know, like cast them aside completely. I'm kind of getting the sense that they will like listen to people and they will hear people out, but they just won't like get super close to them or super friendly with them unless they really want that individual in their life. So I kind of get this like exclusivity almost with this person. So that's kind of what I'm feeling about what they are like and their personality and some of their traits. But now moving on to this section, which is talking more about you and your connection with this individual. I am feeling more strongly that this is someone who you might have had some sort of business relations with, or who might have been like a co-worker, or someone who you used to like collaborate with, something like that. It kind of feels like you and this individual were doing some really great things together, because it's like when you got together and when you united your skills, your talents, your gifts, it's like you could do absolutely amazing things, like groundbreaking things or something. Like you could think up really innovative things that maybe no one had really ever thought about, or there was just something magical about the way that you kind of worked together. Because I feel like this individual does have some very unique talents or some very unique gifts that are very specific to them. And that kind of like, that kind of made this relationship something special. And I feel like both of you, or the whole relationship really, was founded on like achievement, was founded on progress, was founded on reaching some sort of goal or reaching some sort of success. So yeah, I kind of feel like that's what the nature of your relationship was like, to work together for some sort of common goal or some sort of common vision that you had for the future, or whatever this thing was that you were working together on, or like that you wanted to achieve together. Now, if this was not someone that you actually kind of worked together with, it could have also been some form of like mentor or some form of idol of yours who you looked up to, and who may have kind of shared their wisdom or shared their expertise about something with you to help you move along or to help you progress. But for some reason, more strongly, I am feeling that this was like a collaborative effort between you two, where you came together and you both created something together. So that's kind of what I feel for your relationship. So there's nothing really romantic. I don't even feel like there's anything too deep, or there's anything too it feels more like, first of all, platonic, and it feels more so, again, like oriented on some form of achievement, some form of gain, some form of results or rewards. And that's kind of what I'm feeling here. So let's see what this individual actually would like to say to you, because right now I don't really see what happened between you, why this individual is not in your life anymore. But it feels like there is something, some sort of like things that may have been left unsaid, or some sort of things that may be still kind of hanging up in the air that haven't been resolved, and that this person may want to kind of draw a line under or something like that. But let's see what the actual messages are. Okay, we have the Sun and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Page of Swords in reverse with the King of Cups. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse with the Three of Swords. Okay. Let's start with the Sun and the Four of Pentacles. So these two messages are strictly talking about what this individual wants you to know about your relationship with them, about this connection that you had. And I have to say that, as I said, I can't really like say exactly what it was that like broke you apart, or what it was exactly that happened between you two. But I am kind of getting this feeling intuitively that it might have been due to this individual's ambition or personal sort of goals, personal gains that they wanted to get. And it could have like, there is something slightly selfish, if I can say it that way, about this individual. There's something slightly self-serving, which might have caused this thing to kind of break apart. And seeing these two cards here, I'm kind of getting a slight confirmation to that inkling. But I kind of feel like what this individual wants you to know is that I feel like they realize that they may have been a bit selfish in that situation, in that connection. I feel like they realize that they are very much kind of driven by their ego, or that they have a lot of ambitions, and that they need this sort of attention, they need this recognition and acknowledgement, and they need to shine, they need to be visible, and they have this need to like wow people, is kind of what I'm getting. But I'm kind of getting the sense that they are more so like starting to understand and acknowledge and realize their nature and what they are truly like, and kind of they're starting to be more illuminated to that, and so I feel like they kind of realize what they did wrong or how they messed up. I feel like they know that, they can acknowledge that now. And I also feel like what they would like to say to you is that they wish that they hadn't been that kind of driven by, I want to say greed, or again, by like ambition and by earthly achievements, by materialistic achievements and goals. I feel like that kind of aspect may have started to drive them a bit too much, or it might have like fogged their vision a bit, and so I feel like that's something that they acknowledge now, that's something that they realize now. And I'm also kind of getting the sense that they might even like regret a bit that their own personal agendas or their own personal goals or whatever it was that they tried to get out of this connection, that their own like self-serving agendas drove this relationship to a breaking point. I feel like they're kind of sad that they let that happen, or that there is some sort of regret element here, and there's definitely some sort of acknowledgement or recognition now as to what they are like and what their kind of shortcomings are, that may have contributed to this connection between you two falling apart. Now with the next cards over here, we have the Page of Swords in reverse with the King of Cups. And these two cards are talking about what this individual would like to tell you about yourself, or like how they feel about you. And first of all, I do, again, with this King of Cups being here, I kind of feel like there is some sort of emotional aspect here, which I feel is like why this element of regret was coming through from this side. But I also kind of feel like what this individual wants you to know is, I feel like they really like respect you for your integrity, for your honesty, and for your like your heart space. Because for some reason I'm getting the sense that you may have like a bigger heart, or you may be more driven by your emotions and by your feelings. And again, that might have been what caused the rift between you two, that this individual feels more materialistic, like more ambitious and more driven and more, maybe slightly more vain as well, whilst you may have had more of a goal that had something to do with like expressing yourself, or just wanting to put something out there that would actually make a difference, or that would actually help other people. There is some sort of very like heart-spaced element that I'm feeling about you, and so I feel like this individual actually really like respects you for that. But at the same time, I also feel like they didn't maybe value it as much before. They didn't see it. They didn't acknowledge it. They didn't realize what an asset this was. But I feel like they do respect this aspect of you. And I feel like they want you to acknowledge this aspect about yourself more as well. That you wouldn't kind of forget about it, or you wouldn't turn a blind eye to this aspect, because it's a very crucial aspect of you that makes you you, and that adds a lot to your own uniqueness. So I actually feel like this is such a sweet message here. And I feel like there is some sort of like softening or some sort of guilty feelings that this individual has, and that's why they are coming through with these messages. That's why they are expressing these things, because there is some things that maybe they didn't get to say, or they didn't know how to say, or they didn't even think to say when this whole thing came apart. But I am definitely getting this feeling with the Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Three of Swords, that this is just something that was kind of like a rift between you, a breakup between you. Again, not like a romantic breakup. At least more strongly, I don't feel like this was a romantic connection. But again, apply it to your life as you will. But I am kind of feeling that this individual wants you to kind of move away from like any resentments or any residual hard feelings that you may be having, because these two cards are the messages that this individual wants you to do moving forward, how they want you to move forward. And I feel like they don't want you to I feel like they don't want you to focus on this disappointment anymore. I feel like they want to kind of, as I said, clear the air and get this like bad blood between you, get that out of the way. Even if they even if you never end up talking to them again, even if you never end up like actually forgiving them or actually wanting to talk to them again, I just feel like they kind of feel bad for the way that things ended. And I feel like they see it now, they see their part in it, and they see what your value in this connection really was. And I feel like what they want really is just for this kind of, again, this residual resentment or any sort of hard feelings that may be on your side to kind of be put to rest, is kind of what I'm getting here. That there wouldn't be any more focus or any more attention or energy given to this bad blood. They basically want the situation to resolve and smooth over, so that you wouldn't hold on to any grudges. So yeah, kind of a interesting messages coming through, and honestly, it just feels like this person is feeling kind of bad about how they behaved or what happened between you two and how they acted after the fact. So yeah, this I feel is just like an apology from this individual to you, in the hopes that it will kind of clear up the karma, I want to say, the karma for them when it comes to like your connection. But let's see if there are any last messages that this individual wants to give you before we close this reading out. So, oh my God, this is so crazy. We have make friends. Friendship is the alchemy of success. Okay, it's kind of crazy that it actually says alchemy again, because we did have the alchemist here. And it's also funny that this card is talking about friendship specifically, because as I said, I felt that this is very platonic and this is more like you working together, you collaborating together, and it's not like a romantic connection or anything like that. So it could be for some of you that this individual may like hope that one day, or like moving forward, you may actually like reconnect again, or somehow like smooth over your relationship and kind of get on good terms again. It could be that for some of you, this individual actually wishes for that to happen. Yeah, because I feel that, like, again, whatever it was that you two did together, it feels like there was something very special about it, and that you did achieve something, or there was progress, there was victory there with the Chariot here. So I feel like this individual wants to remind you of that fact. And yeah, so yeah, I'm kind of getting that vibe that they may want to like get you to think about maybe re-establishing or like reconnecting with them, and seeing if you can kind of restart or renew your friendship and maybe patch things up, leave the past in the past, because I feel like it feels like whatever you did together was successful. Okay, we also have Peacock Spirit, let it shine. Okay, that's actually really, it's really sweet actually. Because again, two things. I feel like what this individual wants to say to you is that I feel like there is something, again, very, very special about your heart space. So you being very like emotional and like maybe also intuitive, and like you're able to feel things more so than this individual is. So I feel like they want you to kind of tap into that and consider that to be like your superpower and really appreciate it, really acknowledge it for what it is. But I also feel like it wants you, like what this message is also saying is to maybe like tap into your heart space when it comes to this individual, and it's almost like I feel that they're trying to urge you to like look into yourself and find it within your heart to forgive them. It's kind of what I'm getting here. It's like there is an element of like this person wanting your forgiveness. But of course, like it's absolutely up to you whether you want to do that or not. But yeah, it feels like a twofold thing here, that they are, again, kind of emphasizing how special your capacity to love or capacity to feel is, and they may want you to use it to like reestablish this connection. We also have Warrior, be fearless and stand strong. So I feel like it's actually kind of sweet because with both these two cards, there's also an element of like encouraging you to be more your true self and to show more of your true self, to show to people who you are and what you can do and what you're all about. And for some of you, I feel like if you don't want to reconnect with this individual, then I feel like what they are at least like recommending to you or suggesting to you is to kind of look into some other partnership that would maybe help you achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve, or where you could again work with someone and really put your own special talents to use. And maybe like, again, be more confident in your own abilities and in your own personality and your own uniqueness that you have. So again, and I love it that it's the peacock spirit. I'm so kind of drawn to this peacock because I feel like it's like peacocks are very special birds as well. And I feel like it's, as I said, it's like when you two come together, or when you did come together, there was something like magical. There was something very special that both of you brought to the mix. So I really love seeing that. Okay, we also have milk and honey. So yeah, again, I don't know. I feel like there is this sweetness, this innocence, and this like wanting for things to be okay again. That's kind of what I'm feeling here, wanting to again smooth things over and get rid of the heavy energies that may be lingering between you. So that's kind of what I feel over here. And let's see what the last card is. Okay, we have apple. Interesting. Interesting message. I kind of feel like it's actually like a reference to fruitfulness. Yeah, it's almost like this individual is saying that you could be very fruitful, or again, if you were to like consider forgiving this individual and maybe reconnecting with them, that your connection would be fruitful again, and maybe like bring about these sweet results, these things that you could enjoy together. But there is definitely fruitfulness that I'm getting with this apple card here. So a lot of emphasis on success, which I feel like is again mirroring back to your connection, which is what is kind of given me the feeling that this individual would really like to kind of make amends with you, or clear the air with you at least, and if you were to forgive them, maybe get like a fresh start as well. But before we close this pile, I also want to close the reading with some Divine Doors Oracle cards. So I'm going to shuffle them on camera and we're going to see what last messages, what closing messages this individual has for you. What sort of closing messages does this individual have for pile number 1? Oh, we have secret sketches. Wander and seek the familiar and friendly kind. Again, friendly. Lots of friend energy coming through. Draw memories in sketches for others to find. Yeah, again, I don't know why, but it just keeps kind of coming up that I feel like there is a strong element of wanting to rekindle this connection here. Any more messages, please, from this individual to pile number 1? Okay. Oh, another blue door. Interesting. We have the art of life. There's no sacred light in the aura of an invisible life. Be bold in your skin. Let your love dance in sight. Okay, this is actually crazy. So yeah, I definitely feel like this individual is encouraging you, as I said, encouraging you to really shine your true colors, to really put yourself out there and let other people see who you are and kind of own more of who you are. Be more confident and be more bold in who you are, because there is just a lot of like encouragement coming through here. Again, with the be fearless and stand strong and let it shine and all of that. So yeah, it's almost like this individual is saying that it would really help kind of elevate the quality of your life and again the fruitfulness of your life. And I feel like that's why maybe they are so like strongly indicating this need to like, or this wish to smooth things over with you, because it's almost like they could help you achieve some great things, or they could be the one to kind of encourage you or push you forward, or at least if it's not them, then they are definitely encouraging you to find someone like that to collaborate with again. Okay, let's see if we can get a last message as well. Last message, please, for pile number 1 from this individual. Last message for pile number 1, please. Oh, okay, not going to take those, but we did have one that turned over. We have inner power. By your own command, you brought yourself here. At this moment in life, you have nothing to fear. Okay, so again, an inner power, we're closing off with that. So yeah, I feel like it's very clear what this individual wants to say here. And again, it is absolutely up to you, of course, to decide what you want to do and whether you want to forgive this individual and reestablish some sort of like collaborative or friendship relationship with them. It's up to you to decide. But those are the messages that this person wants to tell you, wants to give you. And hopefully kind of clear up some things and clear up some air between you two. So that's all I have for you, pile number 1. Thank you so much for watching this reading. If this resonated, I would love it if you let me know in the comment section or by giving me a thumbs up. And also, of course, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that already. But please take care of yourselves, pile number 1, and I am sending you guys so much love and light. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. You guys chose the Lemurian Quartz, and I'm going to place it right over here somewhere. And let's get into it. So, as you know, or if you are here for the first time, then you may not know, but I like to start the readings off with some oracle cards first to give us an indication as to what we are dealing with. And that's the same thing today. We have these 5 oracle cards here to look at what sort of person we may be dealing with here. Who is this individual who wants to deliver these messages to you, or who wants to speak to you at this time? So these cards are going to describe that individual for us. Now, just a quick reminder that this is still a general reading, so please only take the messages that truly resonate with you, and everything else you can leave behind, okay? Always, always, always use your discernment. But let's look at what the messages are. Well, I should say who this individual is or was. Okay, we're starting off with the dragonfly. Okay. Wow, we have Goddess, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality, exploitation of the female nature and form. And we have Hermit, seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity, withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. Okay, I'm going to fidget around with the cards afterwards. Okay, we also have the Three of Earth. And we have the Page of Air. Okay, so I am going to try and get the cards in a somewhat nice place, and then we'll get into these cards. Okay, pile number 2. So the first thing I want to say straight off is that I'm getting a very strong feeling that this individual is no longer with us, and they are someone who has passed on to the energetic realm. Now, the other thing that I want to say is that I feel very strongly that this is feminine energy, especially because of the Goddess card here. There is a very strong feminine element coming through here. So I feel like this individual could have been either your I'm not that much feeling like mother energy, although for some of you it could be. Again, it's a general reading, so please take it as it resonates. But I'm also feeling like grandmother or great grandmother energy, or aunt energy, or some sort of like feminine relative of yours who has passed away. That's kind of what I'm feeling. I definitely feel that they were someone who was older than you, and that they were related to you somehow. So with this dragonfly, I am getting a very strong feeling that this individual was super creative, that they may have been maybe slightly dreamy and slightly like living in a fantasy world, that they may have had really like vivid, they may have had a very vivid imagination is what I'm feeling. And they may have had just very like fantastical thoughts. So they might have been a very good storyteller as well, as what I'm kind of feeling. It's like they had a very lively again, imagination, very lively creative streak to them. I'm kind of getting like Pisces energy for some reason, even though I know that this is like an air element card, but I am getting like almost this Piscean, very dreamy, very like super flowy, almost like existing in another plane of existence. Like even when they were alive, it feels like they were constantly vibrating on some other level, and maybe other people had a very hard time relating to them, or they had a very hard time relating to other people at times, because it was just that they were like almost operating on different planes of existence. So there was something like rather almost like they were ahead of their time as well, is kind of what I'm feeling. Like they could imagine things, and they could think up of things, fantasize about things, dream about things that maybe weren't really like common during that time. So yeah, a very vivid imagination and very, very creative energy coming through here, definitely. Especially with this goddess as well, I feel like they were very much in tune with like their expression and how they felt, like very intuitive energy as well. Because again, well, as I said, Piscean energy, which is super intuitive. So it does feel very heavily like that. Very heavy water energy. I don't know why. Even though there are no water cards here. But again, as I said, very heavy watery energy. So I feel like there was something like rather attractive or rather special, rather magnetizing about them, because it feels like they were so sure of themselves, and they were so confident in their personality and in themselves, even though I feel like they knew very well that they were different. And I feel like they knew that they didn't really fit the mold, or that they saw things a bit differently than other people did. But it's almost like they really embraced that, and I feel like they really used that to their advantage. So there is something very much like embracing their uniqueness, embracing their quirkiness, and living in their own little world. Although with the Three of Earth, I do feel inclined to say that when it came to like relating to other people or working with other people, I feel like they I feel like they actually managed that pretty well, but I almost get the sense that they might have been someone who like advised or directed other people in the work that they were doing, or whenever they were kind of collaborating with other people, or even just like relating or talking to other people. There is an element of like them being the wise one, them being the one who shares their wisdom, shares their knowledge or their visions, or their creative visions as well, whatever they were planning or imagining up, conjuring up in their minds. So it feels like there were other people who were kind of looking up to them, and I feel like this individual was held in quite high regard as well, or like other people respected them, the people around them respected them, even though it feels like at times it was really hard to figure this individual out, because they just may have been so kind of in their own world and somewhat like elusive at times. But moving on to these cards here. For some reason, I feel inclined to say that for some of you, I almost feel like you never met this individual when they were still alive. For a lot of you, it could have been that this individual passed away before you were born, or passed away when you were very, very young, so you don't really remember them very well, or you didn't even like get to have a relationship with them at all. So there's something like that coming through here. Because yeah, with both the Hermit and the Page of Air, I'm kind of getting the sense that the communication or their connection with you is solely like on an energetic level, where they could like be close to you or connect with you through kind of energy, through just like being near you or by keeping an eye on you. And maybe also now when you are older, when you're grown up, it's like you can connect with them through meditation, or through like tapping into yourself and through like spiritual work and that. But again, I don't feel like actual physical communication and a physical relationship here that much. Now, for others of you who don't resonate with the part that they passed on before you actually like got to know them or got to meet them, then it could just be that maybe you didn't really have a very like close relationship with them. It could have been that they were more like a teacher to you, or more like someone who like passed on their wisdom or passed on some sort of teachings to you as well. But it's like if you did have a relationship with them, then I feel like it wasn't very emotional, and it wasn't necessarily very close, because it feels like there was something about this individual that made them rather elusive and rather difficult to figure out. And also like there was something about them that made it not that easy to kind of be on the same page with them, just because they saw the world in such a unique way, or just because they had this imagination and this whole other like world that they were living in their mind. So yeah, if you did know them when they were still alive, it just feels like the relationship wasn't very close, or that you didn't really maybe connect with them all that much, or it might have been more like one-sided coming from you. But as I said, I feel that for the majority of you, this individual passed on before you even got to meet them, before either before you were born or before you were old enough to actually remember them and actually have or actually would have had a relationship with them. So again, take it as it resonates. Okay, so let's see what the actual messages are here, because it feels like a very interesting individual, I have to say. Okay, we're starting off with the Queen of Swords and the Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay, that's really interesting. Really interesting. Okay, and before I even get any of the other cards out, I just want to say, because of this, these two cards are talking about what this individual wants you to know about your relationship. And with the Ace of Wands coming out in reverse and the Queen of Swords, again, I feel very heavily that the only communication that you could have with this individual is like through your thought space, where you might have thought about them, or you might have like maybe even tried to connect to them, try to connect with them. Like communicate with them after they've passed on. But I feel like with this Eight of Wands again, that there was never really active communication between you two. Yeah, that this individual couldn't reach out to you and you couldn't reach out to them because they had passed on. So I definitely get a strong confirmation from this Eight of Wands in reverse. But let's see what the other cards are. We also have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Oh, and Death and Rebirth in reverse. And we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse with the Four of Wands. Okay. So I do feel that, again, for those of you who didn't ever meet this individual, it feels like they are keeping a very close eye on you, even though you didn't know that, even though you couldn't actually physically connect with them. But I feel like they were always there and they were always looking out for you. Especially with the Queen of Swords, I feel like that this very strongly feels like it's them. And it's coming through as like an air element again, because this is a card of Libra and the whole suit is talking about the air element. So it could be that they were like an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or they may have had significant placements in those signs. But I don't know why I'm still getting that there is something like very dreamy about them, very Piscean, very watery. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to keep saying it. But they are coming through as the Queen of Swords here. And so I feel like, again, it's like what they want you to know is that they would have loved to connect with you. And I feel like they would have loved to like talk to you, but they just couldn't because it was physically impossible. But again, it's like they were always close to you. They were always there. They were always nearby. And I feel like it's almost like they have been walking by your side throughout your life, or they've always been there. And I feel like they want you to know that they have been there to keep an eye on you. And now on a whole flip side, again, if this individual, if you did actually have a relationship with them, then again, I do feel, especially with this Queen of Swords, which is again coming through as very strong feminine energy, but it's more so like aloof or more so distant, more so, again, like driven by their mind or driven by their imagination and their visualization and their thoughts, their dreams, all of that. So I feel like, if that's the case, if you had that kind of relationship with this individual, then I feel like they kind of acknowledge that their nature or their personality that they had was kind of inhibiting your relationship, or was not, okay, how should I say it? It's like they realize that their behavior or the way that they were, the way that they acted with you, was kind of what stopped this relationship in its tracks. So it's what didn't allow this relationship to develop and grow and flourish. So I feel like they really want you to know that they understand that. And again, if you did manage to have a relationship with them that wasn't really close and that maybe wasn't very supportive, or very like emotionally intimate, then I just feel like they want you to know that they see it, they know it, and they are sorry that was the case, and they kind of like fully take ownership of the way that this relationship turned out, or the way that the communication was almost like non-existent between you. And yeah, they just want you to know that they own that and they realize that, and they're kind of sorry that that's how this relationship went. But again, take it as it resonates, because these two scenarios are kind of coming up both simultaneously. So now we have the Ace of Cups in reverse with the Death and Rebirth in reverse. These two cards are talking about what this individual wants you to know about you, or like how they see you, and like how they feel about you. And again, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm going to start with the scenario that if you had a connection with this person while they were still alive, I feel like what they want to kind of emphasize here is that it's almost like they want you to start paying more attention to your heart space and how it might be a bit closed off. It feels like it's like this individual is urging you that it's time to like open up your heart again, because it feels like there is some sort of blockage here with your heart space, and it's almost like they are taking, I don't know whether ownership is the right word, but it's like they realize that due to how your connection with them was like, and it might even be like a reflection of how your relationships with like your other family members, especially like feminine or female family members, are like. It's almost like they acknowledge that there is some sort of pattern here that needs to be broken, and it does like talk about vulnerability and opening up your heart space, because I feel that there is a very huge block in the heart space, and that's something that they want you to kind of turn your focus on and start working on, like reopening your heart, reopening your that kind of vulnerable side of yours, and reopening yourself to your emotions, because I feel like there is some sort of healing that there's some sort of healing that needs to take place, or at least that's what this individual truly wants for you. It's almost like they see you living like a half life, I want to say, living an existence where a very important, a very crucial element is missing, and that element is love, that element is intimacy and closeness. And again, it does make sense if you had a connection with them that wasn't very close, and if like that's the sort of pattern that has been going through your ancestry or going through your family line, then it makes sense that like the closed heart space is like a thing, it's an issue. But yeah, it just feels like they want you to turn your focus on this element that is missing from your life, this emotional aspect that is missing from your life, and kind of start working on that, because again, it's missing, and I feel like they don't, or it's hard for them to see you living your life that way, or see you again living like this half existence. I don't know why that is coming through so strongly, but it's like they see that there is something missing from your life, and they really want you to kind of pay attention to that, and to start working on that aspect of you. And even if they even if they passed on before you were born, I still feel that the message here is really clear, that that's what they kind of see you struggling with right now. It could also be talking about like self-love and self-appreciation, especially with this Ace of Cups here. But it feels more broad than that. It feels more general than that. It feels like it's not just about you and how you relate to yourself, but it's about like how you relate to other people, and how open and loving and vulnerable you are with other people. So they really want you to start like turning your focus on that, because moving on, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse with the Four of Wands. That's what they want you to kind of do, or that's how they want you to move forward. That's kind of the advice that they have for you moving forward. And I see that, first of all, it's like with this Four of Wands, I feel like what they again want to emphasize here is that like you it's like they want you to have more fun. They want you to enjoy yourself more. And again, it's talking about that emotional aspect, right? That feels like it's missing from your life right now. And I feel like they really want you to kind of reincorporate that aspect into your life, to have more fun, to have more of a good time, and to maybe like stop working so hard with this Knight of Pentacles, I want to say. It's like, it's almost like you are so, I don't know, it's like you're so focused on the material things and your security and your responsibilities and all of the like the tangible materialistic aspects of life. And it's like you have completely forgotten about the things that actually make life enjoyable, and emotional connections with other people, intimacy with other people. And so that's what that's what this individual, this feminine energy who is looking after you, who is looking out for you in the energetic realm, that's what they want you to turn your focus on. And it also feels like with the heart space work, with the heart space opening and working through some of the like emotional blockages that may be within you, that are definitely very much overdue in like letting go of or working through. It seems like there is also a connection to the family line here with the Four of Wands. It's almost like they want you to kind of clear up the mess of the family line, or of the ancestry, of the wounds, the ancestral wounds that this individual has been a part of, but that has also kind of been given or has been passed down to other generations. So I feel like that's what they want you to turn your focus on, to kind of open up your heart space, remove those blockages, start working on that element of you. And as you do that, I feel like there is also going to be some sort of like pattern breaking or cycle breaking for the whole family line or for your ancestry. And also it would just bring more joy and more fulfillment to your life on an emotional level that seems to be lacking right now. And that clearly this loved one of yours who is looking after you, this feminine energy, is having a very hard time seeing, as like they are witnessing it. They are witnessing you living your life that way. Again, this half life, this half existence, because a very crucial element is missing, and they just want you to turn your focus on that. Okay? But let's see what last additional important messages this individual has for you before I close this reading out. Oh my God, we have do not be frustrated, let go and feel peaceful. As I said, yeah, there definitely needs to be some heart space clearing. And I feel like it's almost like once you are able to work these things out, once you're able to like clear your heart space, especially if you feel some sort of like, if you have any grudges or if you have any resentments that you may still be feeling because of the relationships that you've had, especially with the feminine energies in your family line, then that's something that they want you to, again, they want you to kind of start working through those things with love, with compassion, with understanding, and with forgiveness, so that those kind of blockages could be cleared, and that the patterns wouldn't be continuing after you, if that makes sense. So there's definitely this need to like clear the heart space that is coming through again. We also have Cow Spirit. The miracles are endless. Yeah, again, this is a very clear indication that what this individual wants you to focus on is like the more positive, the more joyous aspects of life. That's kind of truly it. Oh my God, this is so perfect. We have the guardian angel, you are not alone. What was I saying? This individual is definitely like a guardian angel for you. This person is looking out for you, or this, I can't say person because they have passed on, but this soul, this feminine energy, this being is definitely looking out for you. Definitely. So this is a very strong confirmation that that they have indeed passed on, and that they are with you in the energetic realm. Okay, let's see what else. No place like home. Yeah, again, I'm kind of getting the same element here that what they want for you is to clear out this like ancestral karma, or the karma, or the patterns of the lineage, of your lineage. They really want you to like focus on that and kind of make peace with the whole situation, because that's what it feels like. There needs to be some sort of family clearing. And also, again, as I said, there's an element of like you needing to enjoy yourself and feel more at home. And the last card out is book. Okay, so it's almost, I'm kind of getting the sense that I feel like what your like guardian angel, or what this feminine energy wants to tell you here, is that I feel like there are some sort of surprises, or some sort of like things, unexpected things that like are waiting to happen for you, that you don't see coming right now. It kind of feels close, or like associated, can't speak today. It kind of feels like it is closely tied to this cow spirit. The miracles are endless. So yeah, it feels like there is something that is coming, some sort of like positive things that are wanting to come into your life that you just are not aware of right now, or that you don't see right now. And I feel like, again, it's like once you clear up this heart space thing, once you clear up these like residual energies or residual feelings, I feel like things will really start flowing more, and it's like these positive changes and these positive energies are going to be coming more so into your life. So I really love seeing those messages for you, and it's really, really sweet, and really, yeah, it's just really sweet. So I'm gonna leave it at that. So before we close this reading out, I also want to pull some last messages from the Divine Doors Oracle, and those messages are going to be kind of like the closing messages from this individual to you. So let's see what they have. What does this individual, this feminine guardian angel, what do they want to say to pile number 2? What are the last messages they have for pile number 2? Oh, we have one. Oh my goodness, again, we had the same card for pile number 1. We have secret sketches. Wander and seek the familiar and friendly kind. Draw memories and sketches for others to find. Okay, so with this wander and seek the familiar and friendly kind, again, it feels like it's urging you again to kind of dig into your emotional space, and to dig into that past energy that may be lingering in your emotions. There's definitely some sort of like digging digging that they want you to do here, and kind of again like learn from the past and somehow like break the cycle, break the pattern. Let's see what else. Any other messages that this individual has for pile number 2? Any other messages that this individual has for pile number 2? Okay. We also have silent skill. I challenge you to unpack your mind. In meditation's grace, the soul can unwind. Breathe in, breathe out, let go of doubt. Yeah, again, it feels like this, as I said, it's very clear that because you can't really connect, you can't really talk to that individual any other way than like through spiritual practices, through meditation. It's I feel like that's what this individual kind of urges you to do, because first of all, it is going to help you kind of figure out what is still lurking in your heart space, what still needs to be worked through. But it's also, again, going to allow you to connect with this individual more. So let's see if we can get a last one. Can we get a last message from this individual for pile number 2? Oh. Can we get a last message from this individual for pile number 2, please? Thank you. Oh, we have destiny. One door closes, another opens for you. Let the plans of destiny unravel true. Wow. Okay. So what was I saying? I feel like there are some sort of things that are going to be kind of coming into your life that you don't expect, that are going to be complete surprises, and it's going to kind of take you to some really cool things. So it just feels very like safe and very supportive. So I feel like especially if you are struggling with anything right now, and if you are feeling like there is something very important missing from your life, then I feel like this individual is just wanting to kind of reassure you, wanting you to know that they are there and that they are kind of looking out for you, and again working alongside you to help you, direct you to the best path that you could have. And it's just very much, again, reassuring and very, very sweet energy that is coming through this reading. So I'm gonna leave it there. That's all the messages that I have for you, pile number 2. I hope that this was useful to you and that you could resonate with these messages and that they helped you. If this was your reading, I would love it if you let me know. You can do that by leaving me a comment or by giving me a thumbs up. And also, if you haven't already, definitely don't forget to subscribe and join this little YouTube family, okay? But please take care of yourselves, and I am sending you guys so much love and light. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. You guys chose the blue lace agate. I am going to put it right over here. And we are going to dive into these cards. Now, you may know or you may not know, but I like to start my readings out with some oracle cards first to give a nice solid ground for the reading. And in today's reading, these oracle cards are going to help us figure out who it is that is talking to you, who these messages are from, and yeah, that's what we're going to find out first. But just a quick reminder that this is still a general reading, okay? So please only take the messages that truly resonate, and everything else you can leave behind. There may be several different scenarios that come through, so just take what applies to you, okay? But right, let's get into it. Let's see who we are dealing with. Oh, okay, we first have Crow. We also have Liberator, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. Okay. And we have Rescuer, provides strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward, assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. Okay, quite an interesting contrast coming through here. And okay, we have the 10 of water, and the last card out is the Fool. Okay. Okay, pile number 3, you, with your pile, I actually feel rather strongly that the individual or the soul who is coming through, because this is not, I feel that this is no one who is actually alive currently. This actually feels more like a spiritual guide or some sort of like ascended master, or they feel very like spiritual and very, yeah, just very like wise and very, very much like offering guidance to people and to you, of course, as well. Just all of these cards kind of like universally are indicating that this soul, this being, is very much here to guide and direct people on their paths, to give them assistance and to give them some sort of deeper insights that the people who are actually physically present on this earth are not privy to. So yeah, I'm not even going to like get too deeply into it, because it kind of feels like it's the same on almost like both sides, that they that's what they're here to do. They help people, and just again looking to kind of illuminate people to deeper truths, looking to guide people on their right path. And especially you, I feel like, especially like when it comes to you specifically, I feel like that's what they are here to do. They are here to kind of guide you on the right path, that they are here to make sure that you don't lose your way, or that, you know, that you kind of like get some sort of assistance or get some sort of guidance whenever you need it. Like especially with how this card says it so well, provide strength and support to others in crisis. So I feel like that's kind of what this individual, what this soul does for you, is like they help you whenever you are in need, and they are there to support you, they are there to guide you, and they, again, it's like they look out for you so that you wouldn't make any like serious mistakes, or that you wouldn't kind of get off your path. So they're here to kind of lead you back on your path should you start kind of getting astray or something like that. So yeah, I feel like because it's not an actual individual, I feel like there's not that much to describe, because they're a higher being, and they have this wisdom, this knowledge, this insight that they have access to, and that they then share, or that they like somehow use to direct other people and to guide you as well. So yeah, nothing that much to describe, if I'm completely honest. There is like no gender here, no like specific energy. It's all in the air element as well. Again, very much feeling like it is all happening in the ether. So let's just see what kind of messages they have for you. Okay. And I'm really sorry if you were disappointed, if you were hoping to. So, sorry, my camera just overheated and it shut off on its own. Thankfully, I didn't get to actually laying out the cards just yet, but yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the moment was when it cut off, but yeah, let's look at the messages that this spiritual being or the spirit guide has for you. Okay, we're starting off with the Ace of Swords in reverse and the Ten of Wands in reverse. We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse with the Five of Wands. And we have the Knight of Wands in reverse and the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay, a lot of reversals. Again, I don't want anyone to freak out, because I know that sometimes people get a bit freaked out about reversals. They are not bad cards. It's just talking about a different kind of energy. Okay, so I feel like the first thing that this spirit guide wants to tell you is that I feel like you haven't really been listening to truth, or you haven't really been listening to reason. You haven't really been paying attention to what they are trying to tell you. Because these two cards are talking about your relationship more specifically. So I kind of feel like whatever it is that you have been struggling with, or whatever kind of problem you have been dealing with, I feel like whenever you, like, this is almost like it's describing that that kind of connection between you and how it operates. I feel like whenever you are struggling, whenever you don't see a way out, or whenever you don't know what the solution is, that's when the spirit guide kicks in. That's when they kind of step in to try and guide you, to try and offer you a solution, or to offer you some sort of deeper truth. But I feel like for some reason, it almost feels like this is more current, like this is talking about why they are coming through this reading specifically. And it's because there is some sort of information or some sort of wisdom that they have been trying to give you, but that you have been ignoring, that you haven't really been paying attention to. So moving on, we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse with the Five of Wands. And this is talking about what they want you to know right now, or what you, or how they feel about you right now. And I am kind of feeling like there is some sort of impatience here with the Five of Wands. It's like, it's almost like you're doing your own thing and you're so kind of enthralled. I don't know whether that's the right word to say, but I just heard enthralled. I'm not sure. but it's like you're so consumed by, or so distracted as well. It's so something that you are so enveloped in that you're not actually paying attention to what is right in front of you, or what is actually available to you. It's like, it's almost like, I don't know whether it's it feels like there is something that you are trying to do, and there's something that you are forcing to go through, or you're forcing to happen, and it feels like it's not actually the right thing for you, or it's not actually meant to go through. And that's what your spirit guides want, or the spirit guide wants you to kind of leave behind or see through, that whatever it is that you are trying to push, whatever it is that you are fighting for, is not actually worth fighting for. Yeah, but it's almost like you're not listening to that. It's like you're ignoring that, and you're doing your own thing, and you're being very, very stubborn about it. And I feel like that's why they came through this reading to push that message on you. So I don't know, it feels like because they are your spirit guide, I feel like you kind of know who they are, or it's like you know that they are there. I feel like you feel them and you are in tune with them. So I feel like you are like rather spiritual as well, and that you are rather aware of them. Like whether you actually know who this spirit guide is, that is irrelevant, but I just feel like you know that you have a spirit guide who is like giving you advice in that. And I feel like it's like you know that that there may have been some sort of messages already that you have noticed previously, especially when it comes to like something very specific that you are working on right now, something that some sort of issue that you're trying to resolve, or some sort of thing you're trying to achieve. And I feel like they have been giving you these like nudges before already, but you haven't been paying attention to them. So now it's like they are trying to give you this very, very clear cut, very straightforward message to stop pushing and to stop forcing this thing through. Because whatever it is that you are so adamant on like fighting for, it feels like it's not actually the right thing for you. It's not the path of success. It's not going to be bringing you the kind of results that you would like it to bring. So there is definitely a lot of stubbornness coming through on this side, and I feel like your spirit guide really wants you to stop fighting for whatever this is that you are forcing or trying to force through right now. Because again, looking at this Knight of Wands and this Knight of Cups, those two cards are talking about how your spirit guide actually wants you to move forward, what sort of advice they want you to pay attention to or keep in mind as you are moving forward. And with both of the Knights, both Knights, as we all know, Knights are talking about movement. Knights are action. And with both of them coming out in reverse, it's very clear that your spirit guides want you, I don't know why I keep saying it in plural. It may be that there are more than one, but there is just one like very specific who is coming through the strongest here. But they want you to stop kind of forcing, to stop moving. Because as I said, there is some sort of stubbornness here. And I feel like whatever it is, it's like, it's more so impulsive, and it's not actually aligned with your heart space or with your like true wishes. But for some reason, it's like you are so blinded by whatever this thing is that you're not paying attention to your intuition or your true feelings, your gut instincts that may be like trying to talk you out of it or trying to move you in a different direction. But for some reason, I feel like you're just not doing it. So I feel like your spirit guide from this point on wants you to kind of slow down, step on the brakes, and maybe like do some like some like soul searching or some heart space digging. Because it's like, it feels like you're not really listening. I feel like, as I said, the reversals are like, it's not that they are bad cards. They just, usually to me, they indicate that there are some sort of blockages in energy, the way that energy flows. So with all of those reversals coming out, I just feel like there is a huge block, and that whatever it is that you are doing right now, that you are not really listening to what your spirit guide or spirit guides in plural are trying to tell you. Especially with this blue lace agate as well, I just want to point out that this is like, because it's a blue toned stone as well, it is talking about a deeper truth. It's talking about some form of like clarity that I feel like you are either like blatantly ignoring, or you're just not acknowledging it. So again, what your spirit guide wants you to do is to kind of take a breather, put a stop on things for a bit, and just kind of, as you are in this like more quiet, more still mode, where you are actually able to hear what the messages are that they want to give you, I feel like you may need to, or they may want to kind of redirect your path here. I'm just going to leave it there. But let's look at some of the last messages that your spirit guide has for you before we close this out. I know that this is like rather short. This was rather like quick and straight to the point. But honestly, it feels like, it almost feels like you already know what this is, or you already know, yeah, I don't know why, but it feels like you already know what this is talking about. But you may just not have wanted to accept it. You may not have wanted to accept the message that the spirit guide has for you. So this is just like a very concrete, a very straightforward answer that like, whatever it is that you are pushing against right now, whatever it is that you are forcefully trying to get to work or get to like solve, if you're having some sort of like pushback, or if you're struggling, if you're not really seeing any results and you still keep forcing and trying, then this is like the clearest message that you could get, that it's like, it's time to stop. It's time to stop. It's not the right thing. Oh my goodness. Okay, look at that. We have fine wine. Longing is the portal to wholeness. So I feel like, again, I feel like what your spirit guide is saying here is that just look at the thing that is missing. Look at what is not right in the situation. Longing is the portal to wholeness. What is missing? And when you actually find out that thing that is missing, that's what is going to take you to the thing that you need to solve the situation. So I feel like it's like you're, as I said, it feels like you're blinded to something, or it feels like you are so focused on this one thing that you're not really paying attention to everything else that is around you or that is possible for you. And I just feel like your spirit guide wants you to kind of open up to like other possibilities here, and like, rather than forcefully trying to push this one way forward, to actually pinpoint what is the problem, what is missing, what is needed here. And I feel like, again, it's almost like there's a need to take some time out, honestly, is what I'm feeling. There's a need to take some time out because there is something missing from whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, we also have lion spirit, be generous of spirit. The thing that I'm feeling with this lion spirit card here is that you may not be giving too much time to like your spiritual practices at this time, because it's like, I feel like whatever it is that you are so like focused on, it could be that it's like it's taking you away, or it's distanced you from your spirit guide and from your spiritual practices. So it feels like, I'm kind of getting the sense that the be generous of spirit is talking about how much time and energy you allocate to your spiritual practices, and so in connecting with your spiritual team, with your spirit guide. So I feel like your spirit guide wants you to make more time for them, wants you to connect with them more, so that they could kind of give you the advice and the guidance that you need. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. Of course, we have shaman, trust in higher forces. Yeah. So it does feel like whatever it is that you are pushing forward is coming from a place of like not really trusting, right? Not really trusting that spirit has your back, or that like your spirit guide knows what is best for you, and wanting to really like control and manage the whole situation by yourself. But again, I feel like it's you're kind of going in the wrong, okay, I can't say wrong direction, but it's like it's not the best approach. It's not the best approach, and it's not really doing anything for you. So rather than just like waste your energy in something that isn't actually going to produce any results back, it's better to, again, like take some time out, really focus on what the issue is, and allow your spirit guide to help you. Because even though it may feel like this redirection that they're trying to give you is some sort of like is some sort of punishment, or is something that like it's somehow wrong, or it's somehow a mistake, or you can't really see how it fits into the picture, or how it fits into what it is that you're trying to achieve. But I feel like your spirit guide really, really wants to emphasize that, again, they have some sort of like knowledge, some sort of insight that you don't have, because they are a higher being. So us mortals, we just are not able to access that kind of information. That's why they are here. That's why they are here assisting us. And as annoying and as frustrating as that might be, they are here to help you, even though they are not able to tell you why they are doing things the way that they are doing. You will see that later down the road, but you can't see that right now. And trust me, I know how frustrating that is, but it truly does take faith and trust in the process here. That's what your spirit guide is saying. So yeah, again, it feels like they want you to stop forcing. We also have round and round. Again, it's like, it's actually kind of interesting that the staircase or the spiral is kind of like repeating here. But it just feels like, again, with this round and round, I feel like that they have been kind of trying to get you to that message over and over and over again. They have been trying to like get your attention several times. And I also feel that this round and round is talking about like how they are wanting to redirect you so that you wouldn't keep going down the same spiral, so you wouldn't keep repeating the same patterns, the same mistakes that you've already made. So I feel like that's why this message is so crucial for you to stop forcing this thing, because they want to divert you to another path. And last but not least, we have cauldron. Again, with this cauldron, I get a very like magical feeling, and it feels like something is brewing, like something is being made, something is in the process of being made, right? So again, with this magical element coming through here, it's just, it truly feels like the message is so straightforward. To just trust what your spirit guide is urging you towards, and to stop fighting against where the flow of life is trying to take you. To allow your spirit guide to talk to you, or your spirit guides to talk to you, to actually hear them out and pay attention to what they're trying to say to you, and give them more time, rather than like ignoring them or shutting them out because you feel like you know best what you need to do. So that's kind of what I feel like the messages are here, or what your spirit guide really wants to emphasize. But before we close this reading out, we are going to also pull 3 of these Divine Doors Oracle cards, which are going to be closing messages from your spirit guide. So let's see. What kind of closing messages does your spirit guide want to give you here? What kind of last messages does the spirit guide want pile 3 to know? Oh, we have, is it exactly 3? Oh, I love when that happens. Wow. Okay, this is so crazy. I'm going to start with this one because it's like, this has become out for every single pile. We have secret sketches. Wander and seek the familiar and friendly kind. Draw memories in sketches for others to find. So I just feel like it's just urging you to connect with your spirit guides, with the familiar and friendly kind that you may have been ignoring here. Okay, we also have, bless this space. Your sacred space holds the soul to bear. Palo Santo or sage will clear the air. So it, again, urging you to kind of take up your your spiritual practices again. Take up your spiritual practices again, especially if you've been like completely ignoring them or completely neglecting them. And of course, like, life is hectic. There is always so much to do. So, you know, it makes sense that you can't always keep your spiritual practices up like regularly. We're all human. But yeah, it definitely feels like there is some sort of clearing of energy that would do you a lot of good, and also that would kind of realign you more to this spirituality that you may have been veering off of. So yeah, pay attention to your spiritual practices. And last, we have trust the universe. Intuition has wandered and led you astray. The timing's not yours, but the universe at play. Have faith and breathe. So this is kind of like the perfect card to end the reading with, because it's just reinforcing everything that has already been said in this reading. So yeah, tap into your intuition, tap into your spirituality, and connect with your spirit guides so that they could really, you know, communicate with you and guide you to where you need to go, because they truly do know what it is that they are doing, okay? And it is all happening according to divine plan and according to your highest good. So there is just there's just a little bit of faith and trust needed here. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. So thank you, pile number 3. I hope you got some useful messages from this, and I am sorry that it's not like a loved one who has passed or some like other message like that, if you were hoping for that. But it's clear that your spirit guide really wanted to grab your attention. So yeah, if you did find this reading useful in some way, or if this resonated for you, I would love it if you let me know by leaving me a comment or by giving me a thumbs up. And also, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so that you wouldn't miss out on the future readings that we will be doing. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. So please take care of yourselves, pile number 3. I truly hope that things work out for you in the best possible way. And I'm sending you guys so much love and light. Please take care of yourselves, and I truly hope to see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 4. You guys chose the Unakite stone, and I'm going to put it somewhere over there. Now, we're going to start the reading off with some oracle cards, of course. We are going to have a look at what kind of individual we are dealing with. Who is this soul or this being who wants to talk to you through this reading? And hopefully it will give us a clearer understanding of what we are dealing with. Now, a quick reminder that this is still a general reading, okay? So please only take the messages that truly resonate. And if anything comes through that doesn't apply to you, then just leave them be, okay? There may be several messages coming through this reading or several scenarios. So just, again, use your discernment. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump straight in and see who we are dealing with. Oh, we have Owl. Cool. Okay, we're starting off with Owl. We also have Advocate. Inspires you to put compassion into action, embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. Okay. We also have Midas/Miser. Entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches, hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. Okay. And we have the 5 of water and the Queen of Earth. Okay, so I'm going to play around with the cards a bit to get them as I want them to be, and then we will talk about them. Okay, pile number 4. So I have to be honest, your pile is the only one where I am not sure whether the individual coming through is still alive or whether they have passed on. I feel like it could be that, it could be like either for you guys. I feel like it's going to go either way for depending on who is watching. But the energy that I am getting very strongly from this individual is like a very motherly energy, a very feminine, very strong energy. And they don't necessarily have to be a female, but I am getting that more strongly. So I'm just gonna have to kind of say what I feel. I am getting a more motherly energy. So it feels like this individual is someone who does have a lot of skills, or a lot of, okay, maybe skills is not necessarily the right word, but it's just that they have a lot of this know-how that they can share with people. And I feel like it's purely based on like life experience, or it's almost like they have a solution for everything. It feels like they are very inventive and they are very creative in their solutions. It feels like they can kind of like make do with very little, or they can come up with very innovative solutions to things, and kind of always like find their way out. I feel like this person is, or was, more of like a mentor for people, or someone who advised people and who gave advice to people, or who other people turned to for advice, for guidance. Because there's just something like very, very capable about this individual. It's almost like they can handle everything. It feels like they have very, very strong beliefs, very strong foundations and values, and they kind of stand up for them. It's like they stand up for what they believe to be right, what they believe to be moral and just. And I kind of feel that, like, that they was someone who was very like headstrong, or someone who was very clear about who they were, what they stood for, and what they wanted. Okay, sorry, the camera just overheated and shut off again. I had the same issue in one of the other piles, so hopefully it'll be fine now, but we'll see. Anyway, so I was just about to talk about this 5 of water. So as I said, this is talking about how they related to other people. So I do feel that the presence of this individual was really strong, very like independent and very self-assured. Meaning that I feel like they may have had some more difficult connections with other people, or they may have caused other people some grief simply because they were so kind of headstrong, and because they were, or are, again, take it as it resonates, so kind of certain about themselves and about their views. So I feel like there was a lot of like compassion and emotion in them, but I feel that there was also like a very strong streak to them, where they wouldn't really budge when someone was opposing them, or where someone didn't agree with them and agree with where their values laid, or where their beliefs were. And so I feel like if anyone challenged that, they maybe didn't give them the easiest time. So I kind of feel like that there may have been some like complications when things did get more like challenging, or more, especially when it comes to like what the base or the core values are, what the beliefs of someone are. then I feel like this individual clearly kind of stood or stuck to their own and really stood their ground. So yeah, that's kind of what I feel like this person is or was like with others. But with you, like both of those cards are talking about a lot of like this, it's talking heavily about like material security as well, both the Queen of Earth and this Midas Miser card here. And even with the Unakite stone, actually, because this is a green stone, it is very often associated with like money matters as well. So it kind of feels like whoever this individual was to you specifically, that they were or are somehow tied to like your personal safety or your material safety or your physical safety or something like that, something to do with like your security. For some of you, I am kind of getting the feeling like that if this was your mother or some sort of like parental figure, then it could have been that like regardless of whether this person has passed on or whether you are just like not in touch with them anymore, whether you have kind of grown apart or estranged from them, it could be that that one of the reasons why this relationship broke apart was because you or that they were more focused on like the physical aspect, the material side of things, maybe their own work, what they were trying to achieve, their career, and kind of like working on their mission rather than investing themselves too much in this connection or spending too much time on their relationship and connection with you. So that could be something. But yeah, this feels more like it's talking about physical security, material or financial security here. And that seems to be like the basis of your relationship with this individual, that they either offered you like actual physical security and safety, so they took care of you that way, or that they made you feel really safe. So it's going to be very different for all of you. But definitely some sort of like parental figure coming through here, or someone who is kind of like feels responsible for you and is looking after you in some way. But yeah, could be that this individual is or was very much focused on their career, on their job, and their kind of like more practical aspect of life, and maybe didn't really focus on the emotional aspect of their connection with you. So yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like I don't know how to say it, but it feels like it's very elusive, this energy. Like it's almost like difficult to pinpoint what this person is like exactly. And it feels like it's two different people almost when it comes to like this side of things and this side of things. In a way, it feels like it's connected, like the way that they were with you is also a reflection of like how they were with other people. And at the same time, they feel completely different, almost like this has a lot of weight and this has a lot of like emotional emphasis on it, that how they were with other people and what they were standing for or what they wanted to do in life was like really important, or is really important. Again, I know I'm sorry it gets super confusing, but it's just, again, because for some of you I feel like this person has passed on, and for some of you I feel like they haven't, and you're just not in contact with them anymore. So I'm going to try and kind of keep it as clear as I can. But yeah, I feel like this aspect of like either their career or what their mission in life is, what they feel that they are here to do, feels very like emotionally charged for them. And that feels like where the emphasis is. And at the same time, when it comes to you, because again, it feels like it's a family member, it feels like it's a close connection to you. It feels more like it's purely like based on tangible things or financial material, that kind of thing, as I already said. But it definitely, it is like looking after you, it is taking care of you, but it's just not doing that in an emotional sense. So that's kind of what I feel like with this individual. So let's see what their actual messages for you are though. Okay, wow. We are starting off with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse and the Knight of Swords in reverse. So yeah, definitely a family member, definitely, without a doubt. Let's see, we also have the 7 of Swords and Temperance. And the final 2 cards we have are the 8 of Cups in reverse with the 5 of Swords in reverse. Okay, so starting off with these 2 cards first, we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse with the Knight of Swords in reverse. These 2 cards are talking about like what they want you to know regarding your relationship with them. And I definitely feel like what they want you to know is that they know that they weren't there for you. They know that they were not part of this family, or that they didn't offer you like security in all aspects or in all meanings of the word, that they weren't really as invested. I feel like they completely, they like see that, or they clearly like that's something that they want you to know, that they realize that that's what they did, that they kind of like, it's either like abandoning the family or not spending enough time with the family, like not putting the family and the family's well-being, not putting that into like the list of their priorities or at the top of their priorities. And I feel like they really see that. And I feel like they, because I feel like this Knight of Swords is talking about them. It feels like there's just this, there's like this element of running away, or this element of not dealing with the responsibilities of the family when it comes to the family. It's like they wish that they hadn't run off, or they wish that they hadn't like turned their back on the family. They wish that they had been more present. And again, it does feel like they recognize that they were the cause of kind of like the dysfunction of the relationship, or the dysfunction of the family, that there was something missing from the security, that the security that they were giving you wasn't wholesome, as I was already saying, because there was this emotional element missing, even though they were offering you financial security, and even though they were taking care of you in the physical sense. I feel like there was something emotional missing from the mix. And so they definitely realize that, and they definitely see that they are kind of like the ones to blame, or that they are the cause of the family kind of like disintegrating, or the family not functioning fully, wholly. I do just feel like I need to kind of point out that looking at these messages, I am kind of getting a stronger indication that for like most of you, I feel like this individual is actually still alive, but it just feels like they are nowhere near you, or it feels like they're very far away. But again, take it as it resonates. If this parental figure has in fact passed on, then take it as such. But yeah, we're moving on to the 7 of Swords with Temperance. This is what they want you to know about you, or about like their feelings towards you, how they see you right now. I almost feel like they want to kind of turn your focus on like shifting this energy of holding some things back, or holding some things to yourself. So if this individual is in fact still alive, I feel like if you have any like messages or any feelings that you would like to express to them, like that would be something that's kind of like worth trying, because I feel like they almost, like if they are still alive, I feel like they would almost like to kind of change the situation with you, or change the relationship with you, alchemize the situation with you, where it's not like this like non-existent thing, or because I feel like there is so much that is like not being said, or there's so much that is not being addressed. And I feel like it's almost like they feel that it's time to stop running away from that, or to stop ignoring these issues, and like actually address them, talk about them as they are, and as I said, like kind of change the situation, change the relationship, alchemize the relationship, so that there could be like harmony restored. Again, if that is possible, if this individual is still alive. And if they are not, then I just feel like they want you to work through your own sort of suppressed feelings or thoughts, or whatever you may still be feeling or holding against this individual. They want you to kind of work through that, and again, transmute that energy, so that you wouldn't kind of hold on to it, because it's just going to kind of eat at you, and there's nothing really positive that is coming out of that energy, or you holding on to that energy. So again, if this individual is still alive, then I feel like it's like they want to change the situation as it is right now, where it's like, where like things are not being said, or some things are being held back or kept to yourself, and they really want to kind of work through that that energy, and actually, as I said, like harmonize things or smooth things over. And if they are not alive anymore, then they feel like that would be really important for you to do, to kind of work through and harmonize your own feelings or your own thoughts, what may be kind of like what you may have been suppressing and kind of trying to run away from or ignore. Because with the final two cards, we have this Eight of Cups in reverse and the Five of Swords in reverse. This is kind of like the advice, or what this individual, what this soul wants you to do moving forward. And I see it very clearly that they kind of like, they want this animosity to come to an end, or this, again, this like this rift, they want it to come to an end, especially if they are still alive. With the Eight of Cups in reverse, it feels like they want to mend whatever was said between you, whatever was done between you, or whatever happened between you. Let's just say it more broadly like that. Whatever this rift was that finally drove this connection between you to like a breaking point, I feel like they really want to mend that, and they don't want to let that relationship with you go. But if they are not passed on, then I just feel like they want you to kind of make peace with them kind of internally. As I said, it's if they are not around you, or if they are not present physically, if they are not alive anymore, so you can't like reach out to them, or you can't connect with them, then I feel like they really want you to pay attention to anything that may be lingering, because it could be affecting your own quality of life. These suppressed things, feelings, emotions, thoughts that you may be holding on to, and it could be affecting your own quality of life. So they really want you to kind of work through that and kind of resolve those feelings, resolve those tensions. But if they are in fact alive, then I am getting the sense that there is a desire to kind of work through these things, to see if there is a way that you can rekindle this connection, or if there is a way that you could forgive them for what they did, for their behavior, and possibly move forward with like a mended situation or a mended relationship here. Because especially with Temperance, this feels like a very, very deep desire to mend whatever went wrong, to mend whatever happened, whatever fight you had, whatever nasty or hurtful words that were said, and kind of try and work this thing out still, and maybe even establish something that wasn't there at first, that wasn't there before, especially with the Eight of Cups, the emotional component that might have been missing. It could be that this individual now realizes again what was missing, and they may want to fix it. So yeah, this just feels like there is some sort of like emotional baggage to work through, and they really want you to, like, again, if they are not alive and you can't actually connect with them, then they want you to kind of focus on that. And I do feel like they clearly see their role, they clearly see their fault in the situation, and they acknowledge it, and I feel like they want to change it. But if they are still alive, and of course if you do want to patch things up with them, because this is just their side of things, this is just the messages that they wish to give you at this time, but it's up to you to decide whether you want to actually do anything with these messages and whether you actually want to act upon them. But I do feel like if they are still alive, then it feels like they would really like a second chance here to work things out and to kind of fix what was broken. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting here for you, pile number 4. But before we close this reading out, I also we also have some oracle cards, as you can see. So let's see what else they want you to know. We have heart of the matter, align life's pathways through the heart. Yeah, heart of the matter. That is so funny that that's what it says, because I do feel like align life's pathways through the heart. I do feel like it's kind of, again, it's like it's asking for forgiveness, or it's asking for like a mending of the connection, or a mending of your feelings towards them, or your stance regarding them, or something like that. It feels like there is they are asking for your compassion, or they're asking for your understanding here, and they really want to, like, kind of, I feel like they really want to tackle the issue, again, if that's possible. If they are not physically present anymore, then this just kind of feels like something that you may have to work through by yourself or in your own heart space. But the heart center is clearly a very important topic here, because, as I said, it feels like it was sorely missing from your connection over here, and it feels like now the importance of the heart has been kind of acknowledged by this individual. Oh, see, what was I saying? We have Nightingale spirit. Love is all around. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I definitely feel like that heart space that was missing before, I feel like they just completely recognize it now. As I said, the heart space is probably one of the most important aspects of this reading, and it's now being confirmed yet again with this love is all around. So I do feel like, especially if this individual is not around anymore and they can't actually speak to you, I feel like they really want you to know that they do truly love you, even if they weren't able to show you when they were still alive. I feel like they really want you to know that, and find it in your heart to forgive them. But if they are still alive, then again, I just feel like they may have a hard time expressing their feelings or their emotions, and that's why they are reinforcing this message here, to let you know that they do love you and they do care for you a lot. And I feel like they have realized the importance of the heart space and the importance of love and emotional closeness. that was missing from your connection and that they maybe didn't realize was missing before. Okay, we also have Father Sky, trust in the unknown. Okay, so, you know, I actually want to switch those around for some reason. I want to keep it over here. I feel like with this trust in the unknown, it almost feels like it's like they want you to know that like the future is still kind of like unpredictable, or there are still things that may happen, and I feel like they don't want you to base the future on the past. They don't want you to base on the things that you have gone through and the things that you have experienced with them. They don't want you to base your future and your like what is going to happen moving forward on that. It almost feels like they are asking you to have an open mind as well, is what I'm getting here. It's like they're asking you to have an open mind about things. But let's see. Okay, we also have never ending story. Yeah, again, I feel regret with this, honestly. I just feel regret with this never ending story. And how they are like beating themselves up about what happened. Yeah, this just feels pure regret. Okay, and we are finishing off the reading with boar. Okay, so we're getting a lot of like masculine energy from these cards. So it could be that, as I said, it feels like mothery, or it feels like they are taking care of you, but it could actually be that it was also like a father figure. So again, like there is no specific gender that I was feeling here. So it could go either way, but it just feels like a parental figure or someone who was feeling very much responsible for you and who was looking after you. At least in the material sense, right? So it does feel with this boar here that, again, it's like, I almost feel like they want to take accountability also, is what I'm getting with this boar. Because it is, again, that like very heavy masculine energy and very dominant energy. And I feel like they again, it's like they see what they did. It's like this, they see the role that they played in this. And I also feel inclined to say that if they could, I'm getting the sense that they would take like the mistakes that they made back. It feels, as I said, I feel very heavy regret in this reading. Very heavy regret. And that, again, that the heart element, that heart space that was missing before, and that they may have struggled like expressing, or that they may still struggle with expressing, that is definitely there, even if they weren't able to show it to you. So yeah, as I said, it feels rather like confusing, and it feels like it's a very, very multi-layered story here. But yeah, I hope that the messages that did come through, that they were, you know, that they made sense to you, and that they offered you something of use. Again, you don't have to actually do anything with these messages if you don't want to. It's just what is coming through from this individual side, and what they feel that they really want to like get off their chest, or that they what they wish that they could say to you, right? So yeah, that's kind of like the messages part over here. But before we close this reading out, I do want to see if we can get any last messages from this Divine Doors Oracle. Again, any closing messages from this individual that they would like to give you. So let's see. Any closing messages or any last messages from this individual for pile number 4. Any closing messages? Oh, we have walkabout. You discover your path in sacred walkabout. The trees are your people, the earth is your tribe. In indigenous lessons, you find the will to survive. Okay, so for some reason, I'm getting kind of the energy of like, as I said, again, with this like needing to like have a very open mind, or needing to be open to different things that you may not necessarily expect, or that you may not understand fully. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. Let's see if we can get anything else. Any other messages, please? Any other messages for pile number 4 from this individual? Any other last messages for pile number 4? Okay. We also have 1111. Numbers in double, synchronicity in 2. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. Okay. It's really interesting because we're getting like some confirmations here that to like in the first one we had in Indigenous lessons you find the will to survive, and in this one we have life is meant for you. So I feel like I don't know whether this individual, like, and the relationship that you had with them, whether it affected you so deeply that it's okay, oh my god, yeah, it's actually, yeah, it's coming back to me now. So there was, I feel like there was a point where where one of the messages that came through was that the connection that you had with them is like affecting your life. I feel like I hope I'm not messing anything up, because sometimes the piles get a bit like mixed up in my head, but yeah, it feels like this connection that you had such a strong influence on you that it's like, it feels like it's somehow like stifled either your growth, or it stifled your passion for life. And so I feel like these messages that from this individual is really, these messages are really like encouraging you to keep pushing forward and to keep holding on to life, to keep trying to find the like the blessings and the good things in life. So yeah, and with this love and all of that, and with this trust in the unknown, yeah, I don't know, it feels like they are trying to kind of encourage you to keep going and to keep finding like the positives in your life. So yeah, it's, oh my goodness, I'm really sorry if this is the case, and if like the experience that you had has caused you to kind of like emotionally shut down or emotionally detach from people. But yeah, it feels like there's some sort of like emotional lack that has stayed with you, and that this individual wants to wants you to really like pay attention to. But let's see if we can get one last message here. Okay, that was really quick. Draw down the moon. The forest nymphs dance in sheer delight, singing soft songs. Find us in the wild. Good night. Okay, so a lot of like very earthy messages here as well. A lot of very like nature-based and earth-based. So it could be, again, as I said, I'm getting like very, very differing messages that for some of you, it at times it feels like this individual has passed, and at times it feels like they haven't. So again, I know that there is a lot of confusion here, but it feels like they are trying to like get you to connect to like nature and connect to the earth, and kind of find like the things that bring you joy, that bring you fulfillment, that make you feel good and connected. Because that sort of emotional connection seems to be, again, that heart space that I was talking about before, that seems to be a very crucial element in this reading. And I feel like that's really what the focus of this message is from this individual, to focus on your heart space. And again, to kind of, if there is anything that you're holding on to that is affecting your life and that is affecting the quality of your relationships right now, that is somehow tied to this individual, then I feel like they really want you to kind of turn your focus inward and to try and resolve those things so that you wouldn't actually sabotage your relationships with other people moving forward, right? So that you wouldn't let that past hold you back and kind of like keep repeating itself. So yeah, there is just a lot of resolution that this individual wants you to get to here. And again, I feel like if they are still alive, then, and if you are, of course, if you feel up to it, if that's something that you would like to do, then like possibly reaching out to them or trying to work things out with them, I feel like that would be a really positive thing for the both of you. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope that you you found these messages useful in some way, and that they resonated and that they made sense to you. That's the thing that I'm hoping for the most. So if this resonated at all for you, please do let me know. You can do that by leaving me a comment or by giving me a thumbs up. And also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that already, if this truly did help you and you wish to hang out with me in the future too. But I really want to thank you for spending this time with me and wish you all the best. Please take care of yourselves. I'm sending you guys so much love and light, and I hope to see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye-bye.